Right there! Saxton Hale!
Versus Saxton Hale is one of the most popular TF2 community game modes ever to exist, next to Death Run and Jailbreak. And now here it is, finally official in the summer 2023 update. It had a few hiccups at first when it was released, thus causing Valve to remove it temporarily. But it's back now, so it's okay. But who would have thought that a game mode, made by the community that was made all the way back in 2011, is now a game that we can play in casual mode now? Some players might see this as just another alternative, like player destruction and pastime. However, what if I told you that
my professional opinion?
This is actually really amazing that Valve finally made this official, and what it could possibly mean for the future of TF2. But first, let's talk about where it started. Ah yes, where it all began. October 2010. The game mode was just a simple arena mod where players got to only fight one person on the enemy team, with a bunch of health and powers. This mod was created by someone by the name of Lizard of Oz, with collaboration of Flame and Sarge. Later on in 2014, a person by the name of Chidata took over main development in the game mode. Not sure exactly what the reason was, but that's not important. What's important is, in January 2011, Saxton Hale was released for the whole community to play on. If you played Saxton Hale before it was official, then you would know exactly how it worked. Saxton had an early model, based on what the TF2 comics portrayed him to look like. And interestingly, they managed to get an original voice for him, to make it feel more unique.
You're dead, get over it! Smash! Brave jump! Saxton Hale!
Alright, thanks. We'll be in touch.
Honestly, even though this was just a modded version of arena mode, it felt different. You had to fight one giant monster, and you were kinda hoping that your teammates could make it through to help you take him down. Until you're the last one, of course, therefore making it even more terrifying. But remember, since this was a community modded game mode only, there was some stuff that couldn't be done. The first person POV was just the soldier carrying Heavy's fists? Okay. And the rage meter was just in the middle of the screen. If you right click, you spook them. Yeah, pretty basic, can't do much with it. It was clear that it was super outdated as the years went by, but people still love playing it regardless. But that's where the summer 2023 update comes to play. After weeks of buggy gameplay, Saxton Hale has finally made itself official into casual mode. Alright. Not trying to hype you guys up or anything, but the fact that Versus Saxton Hale was finally added into TF2 after so many years, this is a huge step for community game modes. See, the mode itself brings a load of refreshing gameplay changes, to mix with the old TF2 formula. This isn't the same gameplay that everybody was playing on community servers. They updated the game mode to make it unique from its community counterpart. Like giving Hale a freaking charge, just look at that. Isn't that awesome? I think it is. Saxton himself has been given some tweaks. Like he's been given proper models and HUD updates. I must say, I really like how his HUD looks. Very in line with the original aesthetic of the TF2 HUD. Health bar is the right color, I love the icons here, and yeah, it's just really cool looking. Really fits the TF2 HUD very well. Another fun little thing added for Saxton is that if you do any type of partner taunt with him, he will kill you. And that's just really funny to me, honestly. Now when it comes to gameplay for the mercs, it's more in line with the original community game mode. Nothing too much changes for them. Well, except the new voice lines that some people are not too happy about. But that's another story. With this game mode being added and also being polished up, we might be able to see more community game modes added to the future of casual. Like for Halloween, they could add zombies. And for Smithmas, maybe some sort of festive game mode. Completely original. I'd like to think that because creators have a lot of experience with making mind-blowing game modes and maps, they have some other cool tricks up their sleeves that they've been waiting for us to see. With Saxton being added into casual, this must mean that Valve might finally open up to community-themed updates. But for all positives, there will always be negatives. So, let's dive into that. I'm sure a lot of you remember the Invasion update, aka the reason why Valve doesn't do community updates anymore. The whole entire update was just a mess, mainly because it wasn't what people were expecting. And then it became one of TF2's most poorly received updates. Okay, fine. End of the line didn't do so hot either. Why? Because it was practically still in beta, and Snowplow was just too confusing. What? It's literally just attack defend but with the train. Nobody wants to play this. No wonder this update got a lot of negativity. But the SFM is pretty cool. I'm honestly quite surprised that Valve decided to go through with Saxton Hale. You think after these two were a flop in their eyes, they wouldn't trust the community ever again when it comes to new updates. Well, third time's the charm, I guess. I mean, yeah, it's not a major update. Just a seasonal one that introduced a new game mode. But it's still quite a shock for me that this is real. Especially with 4 new maps. We do gotta remember though, this is still a game mode that existed for a long time. And with the voice actors not participating with new voice lines for whatever reason, we can assume this isn't gonna stay in casual forever. My guess is when the next seasonal update comes, most likely it'll be in the alternative game modes tab. If not, be removed entirely and just go back to being only playable on community servers. But what's so bad about this being official in the first place, you might ask? I'll explain. This is just my personal opinion, so many might disagree and that's okay. But here's what I think. It's definitely awesome that Valve is trusting the community again with updates, even if this is just a small one. But seeing how the community is when it comes to desperately wanting new content, myself included, I'm worried if this happens consistently, it could get out of hand. Yeah, having new ways to play the game is awesome and everything. However, those who create them really need to think about if this is what we really want. The problem with Snowplow was it was kinda an unexpected new way to play the game. And the thing is, nobody really asked for it. With Saxton Hale being one of the most popular community game modes ever for the past decade on the other hand, I think it gives us a good idea that we wanted this to be a real thing for quite some time now. Saxton Hale is also quick to learn, since most of us already know how to play the original. Even if you've never played the original, it's easy to get used to pretty quickly. It's just kill the big dude and survive. Simple. I think that was Snowplow's problem. It was new and it just wasn't easy to get used to. According to new players, of course. I mean, I didn't think it was that confusing to be honest, but it is what it is. When it comes to seeing new community game modes being official, personally seeing Death Run be a thing would be awesome to see, even as an alternative game mode. I highly doubt it'll become a reality because of the wild history it had, but at this point, anything is possible. And again, Saxton had kind of a rough start when it was first released, and Valve has a history of releasing maps before they were even tested. So if they have plans to actually start doing community updates again, I highly recommend they playtest their maps before releasing them to the public. Who am I kidding? They won't. Despite the rocky launch on vs. Saxton Hale, I very much appreciate that it is in the casual list now, even if it's just temporary, cause who knows if this will stay forever. If it's not going to be in casual mode permanently, I can see this being in the alternative game modes, that people sometimes forget exist, but whatever. But what's your opinion on vs. Saxton Hale finally being official in the game? Was this a good or bad idea on Valve's end? Comment down below and let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and follow me on Twitter @RocketmanFran, yes with 2 N's. And feel free to join my Discord server, as well as following my Twitch. I stream every once in a while, so yeah. Thank you all very much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it very much. And with that, I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.